Hello everyone. Just because a man took leave to care for his sick daughter, he faced workplace isolation. His boss not only ignored him, but also assigned menial tasks like serving tea and running errands. He was banned from attending departmental meetings, with various methods used to force him to resign. Ji-yoon is the president of Ep1 headhunting company. In work, she is decisive and efficient, but in other areas, she's quite scatterbrained. Her office is as messy as a pigsty, and she often mistakes other people's cars for company vehicles. She complains to her best friend and HR manager, Mae, about not finding a suitable secretary. Mae laments that so many secretaries have quit because of Ji-yoon's temper that she can't even count them on two hands. Now, no one is applying for the secretary position. Jae-yoon takes on a client's request to recruit mobile engineer Yang for a job change. She knows Yang is undervalued at his current company, and the client can offer the best conditions in the industry. Yang is somewhat tempted and is just about to take Ji-yoon's documents. Suddenly, the HR department head, Eun-ho, walks over and interrupts their conversation. It turns out the company is aware that a headhunter is approaching Yang. To retain him, they specifically sent their most capable person, Eun-ho, to intervene and stop Yang from leaving. Eun-ho arrives just in time and requests a private chat with Yang. Caught between the two competing for him, Yang feels awkward and quickly finds an excuse to escape. Ji-yoon blames Eun-ho for ruining her plan, while Eun-ho advises Ji-yoon to give up on recruiting Yang. The conflict deepens, and they become rivals. On the way down the mountain, there are no streetlights. Ji-yoon turns on her phone for light, but it suddenly runs out of battery and shuts off. While she's struggling, Eun-ho turns on his phone to light the way for her. They walk down the mountain in silence. Before parting, Ji-yoon tells Eun-ho that their meeting was a mistake and hopes they won't cross paths again. Under Eun-ho's careful planning, Yang attends a company gathering. The attendees are all long-time colleagues who have worked alongside him for years. Yang is moved by the warm atmosphere. Eun-ho takes the chance to present the first phone Yang ever designed, reminiscing about his over 20 years of contributions to the company. Eun-ho emphasizes the company's desire to write a new chapter together with Yang, urging him to stay. Yang is touched but does not give a clear response. Jae-yoon doesn't give up. The next day, she approaches Yang again and learns he is heading to his son's school for a basketball game. She offers to drive him there. However, Eun-ho gets there first and delivers a large number of support items for Yang's son's class. In front of Yang, the son enthusiastically praises Eun-ho. Eun-ho's actions convince Yang to stay with the company, leading him to reject Ji-yoon's offer. At the basketball court, Ji-yoon watches Eun-ho, confident and calm, making direct eye contact with her. Fury ignites within her, barely contained. The HR department colleagues organized a celebration dinner for Eun-ho, praising him for his significant contribution to the company. The atmosphere was joyful until the department head, arriving late, sat down and immediately started suppressing Eun-ho. The head claimed the success wasn't solely Eun-ho's and accused him of taking undue credit. After criticizing him verbally, the department head stood up to pour drinks for everyone, deliberately skipping Eun-ho. Eun-ho, sensing the hostility, put on a polite smile and poured a drink for the head, trying to show his willingness to back down. However, the head set Eun-ho's drink aside and took a new glass, asking other employees to pour for him, making it clear he rejected Eun-ho's gesture. Eun-ho swallowed his pride and escorted the drunken department head to the car, bowing politely as he saw him off. Despite this, the head remained unfriendly, and once in the car, even threatened Eun-ho, warning him of future trouble. Eun-ho quickly says goodbye to his colleagues as he heads home to take care of his daughter. The remaining colleagues discuss why the department head is treating Eun-ho this way. Eun-ho is young and already a department head, working hard and clearly an outstanding employee. A colleague who is close to Eun-ho explains the situation. A year ago, the department head took on an important project and made Eun-ho the main person in charge. The head promised that if Eun-ho helped complete the project, he would get a promotion and raise. However, the kindergarten teacher suddenly informed Eun-ho that his daughter, Baeal, had been drawing only in black and white recently. Each drawing showed her locking herself away, and she hardly spoke at school, showing signs of possible autism. As a single father, Eun-ho applied for parental leave to care for his daughter's treatment. The department head, unwilling to miss out on a promotion opportunity, ordered him to wait until after the project was finished to take leave. Despite this, Eun-ho insisted on taking the leave for his daughter. The department head had previously threatened him, saying if he left the project, he would face future difficulties. Eun-ho made up his mind and took the leave according to the rules, returning to work only after the break was over. As expected, the department head seeks revenge, showing no mercy. The head orders Eun-ho to organize the meeting materials, a task that should be for an intern, but instead, he assigns it to Eun-ho, clearly intending to embarrass him. Eun-ho takes the materials from the intern and sets up the meeting room. After finishing, just as he's about to sit down for the meeting, the department head orders him to leave, saying he doesn't need Eun-ho at the meeting. Eun-ho tries to argue, opening the screen to explain the project plan, but the head mocks him, saying the world keeps turning without him. Eun-ho gives in again, handing the finished plan to a colleague and leaving the meeting room. After facing repeated unfair treatment, he feels he can no longer tolerate it and considers resigning. However, a colleague reminds him to think about his daughter Bile, as well as his mortgage and car loans. Eun-ho swallows his frustration, choosing to continue surviving in the workplace. Soon after, the department head strikes again, angrily yelling in front of all the colleagues. He claims that Yang has resigned and moved abroad, taking many confidential files with him, accusing Eun-ho of being involved in helping Yang delay things to gather information. Unable to reach Yang, Eun-ho decides to visit Ji-yoon's headhunting company to find someone who might know. As he's parking his car downstairs, Ji-yoon suddenly opens the car door and sits inside. She had mistakenly gotten into the wrong car, not realizing she was sitting in front of her rival instead of her driver. Realizing the mix-up, she quickly jumps out of the car, but Eun-ho follows her, angrily accusing Ji-yoon of using any means necessary to recruit people. Ji-yoon is confused and about to ask him when Eun-ho suddenly receives a message from Yang, saying he's at the airport. Eun-ho, with no time to explain, rushes to the airport immediately. At this point, neither of them knows that it was another headhunting company that poached Yang. Yang explains to Eun-ho that he had already been kicked off the project and had no access to confidential files. The company wanted to keep him, but only to avoid the stigma of someone quitting. Since he wasn't valued in the company, he had no choice but to go abroad to support his family. Eun-ho apologizes for not understanding Yang's struggles. Yang reassures him not to be too hard on himself, saying that to the company, they are just expendable people. Their fate is to be used and then discarded. Eun-ho feels deeply moved by these words. Before he can reflect further, he gets a call from a colleague. The colleague informs him that the investigation team has taken his personal belongings and the department head has framed him for leaking company secrets. A notice has been issued to terminate his employment. Meanwhile, Ji-yoon collapses at work from overwork. The doctor diagnoses that her brain has been overloaded, causing abnormalities in her nervous system. She will frequently mix up names, say the wrong things, and suffer from insomnia. She must now reduce her workload and stress. Mae forces Ji-yoon to relax and do something she enjoys. Ji-yoon chooses to spend the day reading books at a bookstore, losing track of time for most of the afternoon. To help Ji-yoon with her workload, Mae believes the top priority is to find a qualified secretary. The next day, Ji-yoon runs into her rival, Eun-ho, in the elevator. She wonders why Eun-ho is there. Unexpectedly, Eun-ho steps out of the elevator right after her and follows her into the company. At Mae's call, Ji-yoon sees Eun-ho walking directly toward her. The female CEO Ji-yoon has a domineering personality and a quirky temper. Her secretaries come and go quickly. Ji-yoon never expected that the new secretary would be her arch-rival and someone she can't get rid of, like a stubborn attachment. Not long ago, after more than a year of Eun-ho's company, Bile's situation improved. The paintings she created now have color, and the characters in them are becoming more vibrant. The doctor informed Eun-ho that his child's closed heart has been opened, and there is no need to worry anymore. To celebrate, Eun-ho invites his friends over for dinner. The friend's wife is Mae. On the way to Eun-ho's house, the friend asks Mae to hire Eun-ho at her company. Mae feels conflicted because Eun-ho was dismissed by his previous company and his resume is not clean. The background check would definitely fail. When they arrive at Eun-ho's house, Mae is shocked by the table full of delicious food. She didn't expect Eun-ho, a single father, to be so capable. Then she sees Eun-ho's closet, the potted plants neatly arranged and the wall covered with various appliance maintenance instructions and strict schedules. At that moment, Baeol almost trips while holding a drink, but Eunho rushes over, spins, and catches Baeol in his arms. He calmly wipes up the juice spilled on the floor. Mae is completely impressed. A person who is clean, organized, and plans things out and can handle emergencies perfectly. He is the perfect secretary for Ji-yoon. She asks Eunho to join their company. Eunho knows that Ji-yoon is hostile toward him and immediately refuses. Mae continues to persuade him, promising that after joining, Eunho can leave work on time to be with Baeol. Seeing Eunho soften, she sweetens the deal in offering a 5% salary increase. Eunho needs money to support Baeol, and under the tempting offer, he finally gives in. The next day, Ji-yoon arrives at the office and learns that this is the new secretary Mae found for her. She immediately gets upset. Jae-yoon talks to Mae alone, telling her that she doesn't accept Eunho because Eunho is the one who ruined her plans and took Young away from her. Mae exclaims that this means Eunho is capable. She shows Ji-yoon Eunho's resume and asks Ji-yoon to trust her ability to spot talent. Ji-yoon is about to go out to meet the client and doesn't have time to deal with Mae. She returns to the office to find her high heels. The office is too messy, and she can't find the shoes right away. Eunho helps her find the shoes just in time. Ji-yoon takes them without saying a word and leaves the office. Mae ignores Ji-yoon's attitude and introduces Eunho to all the colleagues. The colleagues, curious like spectators, warmly welcome Eunho, intrigued by his challenge, and quietly watch how long he will last. At this moment, Ji-yoon is receiving a major client. The group will build the tallest building in Korea. The client asks Jae-yoon to recommend a building project planner. If Ji-yoon can find the right person, the entire team building task will be handed over to Ji-yoon's company. Ji-yoon guarantees that they will find a candidate that satisfies the client. After meeting the client, Ji-yoon encounters a familiar person from another headhunting company. The person, being Ji-yoon's senior, tries to undermine Ji-yoon with their words. Ji-yoon returns to the office in a bad mood. Eunho greets her, but she walks past him coldly, pretending she didn't see him. Mae, in order to get Ji-yoon to accept Eunho sooner, she gives Eunho the company's major clients and candidate information and explains the taboos of working under Ji-yoon. Eunho uses his organizational and planning skills to tidy up the chaotic office, sorting files by urgency and setting up a schedule on the wall by time. He quietly hopes for Ji-yoon's approval, but Ji-yoon picks up the documents and slams them on the desk, angrily turning and leaving. Mae explains to Eunho that the stapler must be tilted at a 45-degree angle, which is one of Ji-yoon's quirks. Later, Mae tells Eunho the location the coffee shop Ji-yoon likes and reminds him to make sure the temperature is just right, not too cold, not too hot. Eunho twists and turns through the alleys to find the coffee shop. When he hands Ji-yoon the coffee he waited in a long line for, Ji-yoon takes a sip and immediately throws it in the trash. Eunho doesn't get discouraged. Following Mae's advice, he keeps an eye on Ji-yoon's actions. When he sees Ji-yoon bump her head and twist her ankle in the office, he finally witnesses Ji-yoon's clumsy side. At the same time, Ji-yoon starts to notice Eunho's work abilities. Eunho effortlessly fixes the printer and guides employees to solve technical problems, earning applause and admiration from his fans. Her office is as tidy as always, and the wilted plants on her desk are replaced by vibrant fresh flowers. The coffee in her hand is neither too cold nor too hot, but just the right temperature. All of this makes Ji-yoon feel pleased. She acknowledges Eunho's abilities in her heart, but still doesn't want him to stay. When Ji-yoon goes to the document room to find files, she almost bumps into the corner of the cabinet when standing up. Thankfully, Eunho appears just in time to block the cabinet corner for her. Their proximity creates a subtly ambiguous atmosphere as they make eye contact. Eunho hands her the files she was looking for and tells her to let him know if she needs anything. Ji-yoon asks for an honest conversation between them. She tells Eunho that there's no need to try to please her. The secretary she needs is someone who identifies with her work. However, Eunho had once criticized her, saying she lacked basic professional ethics and only cared about gaining clients for personal benefit. Eunho apologizes for his past words and actions and earnestly asks Jae-yoon to give him a chance, judging him by the standard of a secretary to see if he is truly capable of handling the job. Jae-yoon carefully looks at Eunho's resume. She notices that Eunho took a year off for parental leave and that in the family section, there's only his daughter listed. She puts aside her prejudice and begins to view Eunho through the lens of a secretary. The two of them continue to improve their teamwork. Eun-ho will protect the edge of her desk with his hand when she squats down to organize the files, moving with her as she shifts. He also places soft corner protectors on sharp furniture edges. Eun-ho leaves work on time every day. When he picks up his daughter from school, he also picks up the little boy from the downstairs neighbor. The boy's mother is a single mom who often helps Bile. Through their repeated interactions, she gradually begins to like Eun-ho. Seeing Eun-ho having fun playing with both kids, she wishes that time could stop right there. In contrast, Ji-yoon returns to her cold, empty home, feeling lonely and isolated. Outside the window, the night is colorful, but she has no desire to even turn on the lights. When she receives a message from Mae asking if she arrived home safely, Jae-yoon recalls events from years ago. She grew up depending on her father. One time, when her father was about to rush into a fire to save someone, she grabbed his hand, unwilling to let go. But her father, ignoring her heart-wrenching cries, stubbornly ran into the flames. Jae-yoon wakes up from a nightmare, pushing her heavy thoughts deep down, and begins another busy day. Walking down a street covered with cherry blossoms, she remembers how her father once took her to see the cherry blossoms and promised he would always be by her side, protecting her forever. Unfortunately, that promise couldn't be kept. In the years that followed, she grew up alone and abandoned. Across the street, Eun-ho notices Ji-yoon looking melancholic. He realizes that her mood has been extremely low these past few days. It turns out today is the anniversary of Ji-yoon's father's death. She says she doesn't care, but every year on this day, she feels deeply saddened. Mae asks Eun-ho to find a way to get Ji-yoon to eat something. Eun-ho takes Ji-yoon to a home-style restaurant, hoping she can feel some warmth. Ji-yoon asks a question that has been on her mind: why did Eun-ho take a full year off during his career's peak? Eun-ho answers sincerely, saying he promised to be there for his daughter, and he had to keep that promise because his daughter only has him to rely on. His words touch a deep wound in Jae-yoon's heart. Eun-ho, sitting across from her, suddenly becomes a reflection of her father who made promises to her but broke them. She struggles to control her emotions and leaves the restaurant. Eun-ho packs the food to take back and brings medicine, urging Ji-yoon to take the medicine and eat. When Ji-yoon reaches for the documents, she accidentally spills the water. Her suppressed emotions completely break down. Meanwhile, a rival senior is trying to steal the major client Ji-yoon is working with. Jae-yoon goes to confront her senior. The senior attacks her where it hurts, questioning if she feels guilty for causing someone's death. The senior threatens that they haven't thrown away the deceased's belongings so that Ji-yoon will live in pain. Ji-yoon recalls all the curses people have thrown at her. She walks out of the company, faintly hearing others call her a traitor, accusing her of being a murderer. It feels as though the nightmare from years ago is coming back. She is consumed by a massive whirlpool, unable to escape. Jae-yoon feels dizzy, her ears ringing, and begins to hallucinate. Just when she can't hold on anymore, she sees Eun-ho running toward her in panic. She reaches out her hand to him, seeking redemption. Eun-ho grabs her hand, and the powerless Ji-yoon faints in his arms.